to today's video. Because I'm going to a wedding at the end of this week, I thought it'd be fun to read romance books for the week. I really am wondering, after only sitting through and reading romance books for a week, if I'm gonna like that or I'm gonna be sick and tired of it at the end. Because I like romance, they're fun, they're fluffy, but not exactly sure how I'll feel after only reading romance, so let's find out. I think I decided that the first book I'm going to read is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter, and that's because this book takes place in Massachusetts for a week of wedding festivities, and I'm going to Massachusetts in a week for a wedding, so I literally don't think there could be a more perfect book to start out with. So I'm gonna get reading and let you know what I think. So it's the next day, but I'm on page 166 of this book, and I'm really liking it so far. I will say one thing, she's explaining things, like stuff's happening in the book, like, I don't know, like they're sending a DM or Assassins is being played in this game, and so they're talking about like a part of Assassins that's happening, and I get kind of confused because I'm like, what is actually happening? That makes sense. Like she explains it in a way where I'm supposed to understand later, but I don't understand yet, and so I get kind of confused while reading it. But overall, I really like it, and I'm really liking the main character, and their relationship is seeming like really real, like it could happen in real life, if that makes sense. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep reading. That's how far I am. Overall, I'm liking it. Something just happened in this book and I'm even more obsessed. As I'm reading, this book is only getting better and better because my heart is literally racing as I'm reading it to try to figure out what is gonna happen, or like, not what's gonna happen, but like how it's gonna work out. And last night, after I finished reading a little bit more, I updated my Goodreads, and I said in my Goodreads, I'm worried to continue reading it because everything's going so well right now, and I know the shoe's about to drop, and I was like, I don't want to read that because I just love what's happening. But the shoe dropped in a way where I am excited to see it all resolved, if that makes sense, and my heart is just racing for like it to be fixed, but it's like happening in a way where I'm really enjoying it, and I want to know, like I want to keep reading. I'm not just like, oh my gosh, these characters are so annoying, which is a lot of times like the plot issues in books, like it's internal, they make stupid, like in a lot of romance books, like the characters being dumb, so they're not being that dumb, and it's going really well, and so I'm really happy and I'm enjoying it. Okay, I just finished The Summer of Broken Rules, and I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars because it had everything that I love to see in a romance book. Like, I loved the relationship, I was invested, I loved the guy, and I cared about him, which is a sign that the book was good. The setting was absolutely beautiful in Massachusetts where they were, and just like the thought of being on a plot of land and being with your family was really cool. And I love to see how like it was definitely like a coming of age, and like people learning like that you always say like everyone makes mistakes in life, but then like learning how to deal with that and like making it better and being more like emotionally available and treating people with kindness. It was all just like very well written. The only thing I didn't like was sometimes, again, I said this before, like things would happen and I'd be kind of confused about exactly what was going on, but I was able to overlook that because overall I love the writing, I love the book, and the story was great. And I'm so excited because I have another book by her. I have What Happens After Midnight, and I also don't really know what this book is about. I got it randomly with my friend because one of the main characters has the same name as one of her in real life friends, and I thought it was funny, so we both got it and are gonna buddy read it. But I don't think I'm gonna read that next. I think I'm going to read the last Summer I Turned Pretty book. We'll always have summer. And I had no idea how this book started or anything, and then I read the back, and if you read the back, well, it tells you something. I'm excited to see what happens, who Belly ends up with. I've watched the first season of the TV show, haven't watched the second yet, but obviously read the first and second books, so I think this is going to be my next to read, and I'm excited to see how it goes. Massachusetts. It's the day of the wedding, and I am reading Check and Mate. I'm only 66 pages through, and technically a week for this video would have been yesterday, but I'm making this longer than a week.
Hey!
Kayla, what are you reading?
I'm reading The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez.
I read We'll Always Have Summer in a Day, and it was really good. I think the pacing of the whole book series is kind of lame and weird, but the storyline's really good, and I love the TV show, so I really wanted to read it. But shout out to my friend who let me borrow this. I don't know. I gave it, I think, 3 stars because I liked the To All the Boys I Loved Before series by her better, and this, I don't know. It just felt really, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for would be. Unnecessary drama. And Check and Mate, I hope I like it. It's the first, Ali Hazelwood's first young adult book. I've never read a young adult by her before, so I'm interested to see how it's different than her others. Hey guys, so I'm back and I finally finished Check and Mate. And I'm gonna be so for real, I did not love this book. I've read a few different Ali Hazelwood books, including Love Hypothesis, Loathe to Love You, Love on the Brain, and Love Theoretically. And Check and Mate was definitely my least favorite. And I don't even think it's because it was a young adult, because I think that's like the first assumption, like, oh, it's her first young adult book, like it's not very good. I didn't like the main character. And if the main character would have been an adult book, I wouldn't have liked her either. And honestly, she was just probably my main issue with it. The main character was obsessed with her. The entire book, he was so obsessed with her. And I literally did not understand it because I was like, how were you super into this girl when she's kind of like the worst? Like, she had a pity party, she self-deprecated, she lied, she was the biggest liar. I don't know. She just was not likable at all to me, and I did not like it very much. Positively, I did enjoy the chess aspect. I loved that TV show, The Queen's Gambit. That was the TV show. I loved that. I loved chess. I loved the idea of chess, and I loved the setting. The setting was great. I loved how they were traveling, but the main character kind of annoyed me. Because I've read books where I don't like the main characters, and I still think the story is good, and they were written well, but they were written well in a way that I was like meant to not like them, and like that was like a good thing. Like, I think of like Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Perfect example of that. This book, I didn't like it, and I didn't like the character, and that was why. So I gave it 3 stars, and I feel like my review should indicate that I would give it lower. I don't know. I love Ali Hazelwood. I'm a sucker, so 3 I think is very generous for me. I don't think this would be the first Ali Hazelwood book I would recommend if someone said they wanted to get into her stuff. But overall, it was fine. That concludes my reading only romance books for a week. I read Summer of Broken Rules, which I gave 5 stars. I read We'll Always Have Summer, which I gave 4. And Check and Mate, which I gave 3. So kind of a downhill slope as I continued on. Overall, I will say romance is still one of my favorite genres, but I think I want to branch out and kind of try to read more adult romance, young adult romance. Specifically, my favorite type of romance, my favorite romance in books is fantasy romance. That is what I know I want to look for more of as I continue reading. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!